Alright, Shalom. Want to give all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations to y'all brothers out there on the highways and byways that's noising this word abroad from the four corners of the earth. And today I want to go into the book of Revelation. This is another segment of GMS Told Like It Is. And I want to go into the book of Revelations, the 18th chapter, and the second verse. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, is fallen. You know, that word Babylon, it goes back to the word Babal, which means confusion. And it's not talking about ancient Babylon, it's talking about this modern day Babylon, which is America. You know what I mean? Because you got nothing all but confusion in this land, you know what I mean? You got transvestites, you got, men marrying men, women marrying women, women being over men, all kind of confusion that's in this place, You can't even tell a difference from a man. You can't even tell a difference from a man and a woman now, you know what I mean? You got women dressing up as men, men dressing up as women, all types of filthiness in this place, all type of confusion in this place. And let me read on. And it's become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and caged of every unclean and hateful bird. You know what I mean? So when it's talking about Babylon the Great has fallen, it's talking about the way it's going to fall. It's going to fall by those thermonuclear missiles that these other nations are going to shoot over here and just totally annihilate and destroy this place. That's what it means when it's talking about falling, and Babylon the Great is fallen and fallen. And every hateful and unclean and hateful bird, because after America gets destroyed, it's never going to be inhabited again, All you're going to have is just desert creatures over here, and those unclean birds. Those are what's going to dwell here after America's destruction, So, America's just gonna be one vast big desert, after the nuclear missiles get launched over here, and Yahweh Shai comes and shoots, along with the angels, shoots lasers and all laser beams, and destroy this place. And moving on to verse 3. For all nations have drunken of the wine of her wrath, of the wrath of her fornications, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies, And these other nations are getting off of America, They come over here, set up businesses, you know what I mean? Set up bodegas, whatever you want to call it, shops, and they make all kind of money off of this place. They make a killing, you know what I mean? And that's how these nations are drinking up the wine of her wrath of her fornication, and waxing rich to her abundance of her delicacies, because America is these other nations' cash cow, you know what I mean? They come over here, they make all kind of money, crazy money at that. And I heard, verse 4, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. You know what I mean? And that's talking about the elect and the 1/3 of our people that we're gonna come out of here. And how we're gonna come out of here? We're gonna come out of here by those chariots. You know what I mean? Like the so-called white man likes to call UFOs. That's how we're gonna come out of here. That's how we're gonna get delivered up out of here. Verse 5, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High have remembered her iniquities. Come on. Verse 6, reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her according to her works, and double unto her according to her works, and the cup which she has filled to her double, which means slavery. You know what I mean? Starting with the so-called white men and these other nations that got off on us, that took pleasure in seeing us in our downfall, and seeing us. When I talk about us, I'm talking about the Israelites. You know what I mean? The 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. You know, same thing, that what they had done to us, we will do unto thee, according to the book of Obadiah. Obadiah the 1 and 18, around that verse. So we're gonna double unto her as they done unto us. You know what I mean? What they did to us, we're gonna double that unto them. You know, that's gonna come back double fold unto them. You know what I mean? That's starting with the so-called white men and these other nations that had us in slavery. You know what I mean? So that's what it means. Verse 7, how much she have glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. You know what I mean? And she's, you know what I mean? And she's just on top of the world. So, it's been a very long time that the so-called white man has been on the throne. You know what I mean? And he had lived deliciously. You know what I mean? He's on top of the world. You know, he got the best of the land. You know what I mean? The best of the food. You know what I mean? The best of the women. He's living deliciously. So once he's brought down, once Yahweh Shai brings him down, along with the elect, you know what I mean? That's when we're going to give him that sorrow. That's when he's going to see that sorrow and that torment. So much torment and sorrow give her, for she said in her heart, I sit a queen, and I'm no widow, and see no sorrow. Verse 8, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death, mourning, and famine, and she shall utterly be burnt with fire. For strong is the Lord God, whom judges her. You know what I mean? So, at the end of the day, like I said, the nuclear missiles is coming. Those are the plagues that are coming. But before those plagues come, you're going to have martial law. You're going to have famines. You know what I mean? There's going to be a lack of food, lack of bread. You know what I mean? You're going to have, neighbors going against each other for lack of food, So that's going to be the beginning before the thermonuclear destruction's finished. Before the thermonuclear missiles come and utterly finish this place. Before it's done. You know what I mean? So, that's what's coming. Verse 9, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. Those other nations, you know what I mean? They're not going to bewail America because, America's destroyed. They're going to bewail America because, they can't make no money off this place no more. This was their big cash cow, you know what I mean? So they're going to bewail her because of that money that they were making off of this bitch, you know what I mean? So, and it's going to explain that further on. Shall bewail her and lament for her when she shall see the smoke of her burning. Verse 10, standing afar off for those fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for 1 hour is thy judgment come. It's just going to take 1 hour for the Most High totally annihilate this place. You know, it took 400 years for them. It took like roundabout, years, hundreds of years for them to build up America. But it's only going to take the Most High 1 hour to totally annihilate this place. And going on to verse 11. And the merchants of the earth shall wail and mourn, and the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. Why? Because everybody's going to be dead. That's why. This place is utterly going to be burnt. You know what I mean? And the people that are left here are just going to utterly get destroyed. That's what it means when no man buyeth their merchandise no more. Verse 12. And the merchandise of gold, silver, the merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones, and of pearls, and fine linen, and purple, and silk, and scarlet, and all thine and wood, and all manners vessels of ivory, and all manners vessels of most precious wood, and of brass, and of iron, and of marble, and cinnamons, and ornaments, and cinnamons, and ornaments, and frankincense, and wine, and oil, and fine flour, and wheat, and breast, and sheep, and horses, and chariots, and slaves, and souls of men. Verse 14. And the fruits of thy soul lusteth after are departed from thee, and all things which were dainty and godly are departed from thee, and thou shalt find them no more at all. Verse 15. The merchants of these things which were made rich by her shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing. Verse 16. And saying, At last, that great city that was clothed in fine linen, and purple, and scarlet, and decked with gold, and precious stones, and pearls. Verse 17. For in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught. So within that hour, great riches is going to come to naught. It's going to be brought down to the ground. You know what I mean? Through those thermonuclear destruction. Because that nuclear destruction, that's just going to destroy everything, And the radiation of that nuclear missiles is just going to totally annihilate this whole place. That's what it means. That's when it says, has great riches come to naught. And every shipmaster and all the companies in ships and sailors, and as many as trade by sea, stood afar. Verse 18. Cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, What city is like unto this great city? Verse 19. And they cast dust on their heads, and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, At last, that great city, wherein were we made rich, all that had ships in the sea, by reason of her costliness, for in 1 hour is she made desolate. Bottom line is that the Most High, it's just utterly going to destroy America. And after America is destroyed, there will be no inhabitant. This place will not be inhabited again. There will be no return for America. And verse 20. Rejoice over her, thou heavens, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for the Most High hath avenged you on her. Avenge you on her. That's how the Most High is gonna pay back, this nation, America, by utterly using the other nations to destroy this place. You know what I mean? And that's how we're gonna be avenged from her, from all the slavery. You know what I mean? All the wickedness. All the hardships we had to endure. you know, the taking of our heritage. The lies perpetrated throughout the world. It's caused by this place, and that's how we're gonna be avenged. That's how the Most High is gonna avenge. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is gonna avenge us through destroying America and setting us back up in our own land where we belong. You know. And with that, I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations to your brothers out there in the highways and byways that's doing this work sincerely, diligently, and faithfully. I'll see you on the next segment of GMS Tell It Like It Is. For now, I say shalom.